All right, so a few days ago, after JP did his interview with News Nation, I made a video about him bullying the Francis family and how I didn't like it. And Loki came to JP's defense. And one of the ways he thought he was defending JP was by making this accusation, right, that Micah was having an affair. And apparently, Robbie Harvey has just released the audio. So we're going to listen to it together. We're going to see how well my comments aged. Because I said, I hope Micah was in a relationship with a 21-year-old. Because at least then, I know that for at least a moment, she felt loved and was having a good time, being treated the way she deserved. She was separated from her husband, who had been in a relationship with Susie for 2 years. Her husband, who according to Allie and Micah, has had several relationships with underage girls. But Loki thought it was a problem that Micah date a 21-year-old. I think JP is just jealous. I don't know. Let's listen and see. Okay, let's go.
New audio in the John Paul and Micah Miller story. And in the audio, John Paul Miller is confronting an employee of his for allegedly kissing his wife, Micah. That employee's name is DJ. And in the early morning hours of March 11th, he was with Micah Miller, the private eye hired by John Paul Miller, who was tracking Micah at the time, captured the two together. And allegedly, they kissed.
Walk away.
I'll show you the pictures.
Do you want to go to jail?
They'll be on Facebook in a few hours.
Alrighty, you'll be in jail in a few hours.
That PI allegedly contacted John Paul Miller. But before I go into what happened next, take a listen to the confrontation.
Yeah, where did you touch her?
Just like nowhere below reproach. That's a promise.
Well, the person that saw and got the picture said that you touched her chest.
I didn't. We kissed, so maybe like her face, neck, but I promise you that nothing below the neck, chest.
And she touched you where?
Just the same place, like my face and like my chest.
My guy said there was more than that.
More than what?
More than what you're telling me.
Well, I'm telling you, if you have the videos and the pictures, you can fact check it.
He'll have them to me by morning time. But he told me there was more than that.
Well, that is exactly what happened. There was nothing more than kissing. Nothing more. I promise you that. And then you'll see that.
He said that both of y'all touched each other inappropriately.
No.
Was fired, as mentioned in this sermon by John Paul Miller.
I had somebody on my staff, a young person that I had to let go. I said, listen, I don't want you doing this anymore. This is something that I don't think is right. I want you to stop. And they looked at me and they said this, well, God's my ultimate authority. I said, what did you just say to me? They said, well, if God tells me I can do it, then I can do it. I said, you work for me. They said, God's my, I said, you know what? Get God to sign your paycheck for you because you're fired.
But now let's go back to that infamous morning.
Now, y'all know I made a video about that way back when this case first popped off at the end of April. About this very, very sermon. What the flip? Okay, sorry. Okay, just one more thing, real quick, okay? If you go to church somewhere and your pastor says that they are your ultimate authority, not God, if you're a Christian, God is your ultimate authority, like not man. If you're spiritual, the universe is your ultimate authority. For some of us, it's Buddha. For some of us, it's the trees, Mother Nature, whoever. That is your ultimate authority. Never, ever, ever is your ultimate authority man. I promise that. Okay, I'm done.